Hey everyone, the book I'm going to talk to you about is Witches, the absolutely true tale of disaster in Salem. This book is a work of nonfiction. It is the true story of a fairly well known event in early American history, the Salem witch trials. I've always thought it was a really interesting part of history, although it is completely horrifying. It's kind of a cautionary tale of what can happen when we choose to believe the worst about our neighbors and allow fear to make our decisions for us. So basically, in 1692 in Salem Village, Massachusetts, a bunch of girls began acting strangely. They would twitch, they would choke inexplicably, they would contort their bodies into strange shapes. And their parents were freaking out and they didn't know what to do. They eventually called in a doctor and he came back with a diagnosis. The girls were bewitched. And pretty soon after that, the accusations started. The end result was that over 20 people in Salem Village were executed as witches, and over 100 people's lives were just ruined forever. Once accused, there could never be any way for anyone to be sure that you weren't a witch. So, this book is really gripping, mostly because of the sheer panic that's really palpable that you can feel when you read about these people who are accused of being witches. How can you prove that you're not a witch once you're accused? There's really no way to prove it. And it's just not fair. So I spent most of the time reading it with just kind of a pit in my stomach. And sometimes I had to stop reading and just pick it up later because I was just a little queasy about it. There are a lot of really detestable characters in the book and a lot of really sympathetic characters, but no one really was more sympathetic than 4-year-old Dorcas Good. She's a real person. Her mother, Sarah Good, was accused of being a witch, and when her mother went to jail, Dorcas, 4 years old, also went to jail. And after being chained to the wall, starved, heckled, and tricked into accusing her mother of witchcraft, and then her mother being executed, Dorcas, a small child, ultimately went insane. So, I thought it was a really good book. It is it's a true story. And I would encourage you to learn about this part of history. It's important because it holds some truths for other things. We should not, when in doubt, we should err on the side of grace instead of risking destroying another human being out of fear. That's it. Hope you read it. It's worth the time. Thanks. Bye.